announcing that as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime. You know what that means? That gives people more of an incentive to work. It gives the companies it's a lot easier to get the people. And you know, I went to some economists, great ones, and I said, what do you think? They said, it would be unbelievable. You'll get a whole new workforce by doing that. No taxes on overtime. The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country. And for too long, no one in Washington has been looking out for them. Those are the people that really work. They're police officers, nurses, factory workers, construction workers, truck drivers, and machine operators. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break, and that's what we're doing, because this is a good one. And I think it's going to be great for the country. So that's why we will be saying that if you're an overtime worker, when you're past 40 hours a week, think of that. Your overtime hours will be tax-free. Okay, good. You're going to have it too. And unlike Biden, where he tells you that you don't have to pay your school tuition and it gets rejected, then he goes again and again. Now it's totally gone. Or as they say in politics, it's debunked. It's gone.
Well, there you have it. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That is to say, in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. That is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. All right? And I tell you what, these politicians, these former presidents know just what to say to get you going, okay? No more taxes on overtime. No more taxes on overtime. So get this straight. If you making $20 an hour and you reach 40 hours and you work an additional 10 or plus hours, you're going to be making $30 an hour, no tax, okay? How do you think that's going to work out for the company? Do you think the company is going to get taxed? Or are you just thinking you're not going to get taxed? Okay? So you always have to look at, two sides of the story. Okay? Although it seems good in theory, I can almost assure you that if the company is getting taxed, but you're not getting taxed, they're going to cut back on your hours, one, or two, they're going to cut back on the staff or employees to just a bare minimum, okay? So they're not going to allow you to get that type of overtime without some type of repercussion, all right? But leave it up to the politicians, man, to sell you on a dream that'll never come to, all right? And if it does come to, it's only going to further put you in a state where you're going to just be chasing that bag, okay? And completely forsake this truth, all right? Let's read a little bit about this. This says, Trump says he will end all taxes on overtime if elected, okay? That right there should get him put into the Oval Office yesterday, all right? Seeing how the prices of food is going up. I went to the grocery store, and for a carton of eggs that usually costs $2.70, just a week and a half ago, they asking that same carton of eggs $4.78, okay? So how much more once hyperinflation kicks in? So everybody's going to be scratching and, fighting for that little bit of extra, change. So no tax on your overtime could, surely come in handy. but not realizing this is all part of the agenda, okay? They're going to, feed you this nonsense, this bull jive to allow you to be further what? Lure or rock to sleep, all right? While they put the finishing touches on their next, phase, all right? So it goes on to read September 12th. Reuters, Republican U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump said on Thursday that he will end all taxes on overtime pay as part of a wider tax cut package if he is elected in November 5th election. Okay, so imagine how much, this is going to affect the economy throughout the whole, country. He said not just firefighters, not just police officers, but truck drivers, manufacturers. So every part of the scope of the spectrum, if they get overtime, they won't be taxed. He didn't say anything about salary because, if you get paid by, the hour, that's different from if you own a salary. You don't get overtime if you work a salary. So just think about all the bosses, okay, that ain't going to get overtime, all right? It's going to create a wedge between the employer and the employee, okay? Everything is going to have a trickling effect one way or another, all right? But people don't think about it. They just hear, hey, no taxes on overtime? I'm with it. I'm going to go scratch or check the ballot for Donald Trump for my next president. All right. As soon as he gets in office, hey, what happened to that no tax on overtime? Well, something happened. Hey, you know the story. Not to be rambling on and on, but it says Trump, who faces Democratic. Or let me jump up to a part. The paragraph above. It says, as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime. Right, because he's trying to placate to the working class in his attempt to make America great again. It says, Trump said in remarks at a rally in Tucson, Arizona, and don't forget, he said that he also doesn't want to put tax on tips for those that are in the food industry, such as waitresses and things of that magnitude. So no tax on tips, plus no tax on overtime. I mean, what more could you ask for? All right. Seeing if you are heavily invested in this system, this kingdom. It says your overtime hours will be tax-free. Just imagine the amount of people that's going to be working 7 days a week just to be stacking up, not observing the Sabbath whatsoever, okay? They're going to forget, hey, I need rest. They're going to say, hey, I got to get this money while the getting is good, man. I don't know how long this going to last. I don't know how long my job going to keep me employed for before they start, downsizing, okay? I'm going to work throughout the whole month that I can. If you telling me I'm getting paid overtime, some companies pay you time and a half, okay? So if you get paid time and a half for those extra 10 or 20 or 24 hours, if you work a complete 7-day work week, hey, you almost looking at getting double your paycheck. So if you was making $500 a week, you almost gonna be making $1,000. All right, with no taxes on overtime. Imagine how much. Hey, and come on, man. Jake ain't gonna be working, man, and not just Jake, but the other employees. They ain't gonna be working like they supposed to. They gonna be just chilling on the clock, man. Finding a way just to stay on the clock to get that overtime pay without being taxed. Come on, man. It says your overtime hours will be tax-free. Trump, who faces Democratic Vice President And this would be something that the Democrats would use, but hey, Trump, hey, he ain't, holding no bars, man. He coming out with everything. It says Trump, who faces Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris in what polls show to be a tight race, has previously said he would seek legislation to end the taxation of tips to aid service workers. Harris has made a similar pledge. So I told you that seemed like something out of the Democratic page, and she is looking to seek a similar pledge. So they're both going to pretty much be selling you on that, dream, that pipe dream of no more taxes on your overtime. All right. And you got to be mindful of that. All right. And let's go get a few scriptures and, touch up on that a little bit. All right. We are in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and we're going to jump down to verse 17. And it reads, "As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us." So, hey, no matter what false dreams or promises that these candidates, these, presidential nominees tell you, it's all in vain. They're not, whatever they tell you, it's not going to help you, okay? This place wasn't meant for you to come up, okay? If you come up in this place, then that means you forsake this truth, all right? Not saying that it's not impossible, but more times than likely, if you come up, that means you've highly invested yourself, your time, your resource in this kingdom, okay? In some way, shape, or fashion. If you work in overtime, it's highly likely that you're going to be working 7 days a week, all right? Your boss isn't going to say, hey, you just want to come in for... No, they're going to ask you because they're going to downgrade or downsize and allow you and probably one or two other employees to work their overtime and work all 7 days a week, okay? Therefore, making it impossible for you to even think about observing a Sabbath, all right? You see? And what are you going to do? Turn down money? Especially at the rate of, groceries, rent, so on and so forth. If you got children, you got to pay daycare, and whatever. No, you're going to get it, okay? For the most part, you're going to get it because, hey, the working class is mostly comprised of hourly working employees, okay? So you're going to get it and you're not going to think twice, all right? Hey, and Esau knows that, okay? He incentivizes you to do wickedness, all right? So let's read that again. Lamentations 4 and verse 17. It says, "As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us." No matter what false promises that they tell you, they can't save you, man. Okay? Only Yahushua is coming to save us, man, from this oppression. All right? And they oppress us by taxing us on everything. Whether it's clothes, whether it's property tax, whatever, okay? They oppress you by taxing you. So by them telling you they're going to let up on you and allow you to get overtime without taxing is, a bunch of BS, man. Because they're going to tax you everywhere else, all right? They're going to raise the rent. They're going to raise everything else, all right? They're going to take from one hand and just add it to another, all right? If you believe this, if you believe the enemy, then that's on you. Because the scriptures, clearly tell us in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, if I'm not mistaken, never trust thy enemy. For as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? As much as you could count on iron rusting, you can count on this man being wicked. Okay? And our number one enemy is Esau, Edom. Go and see that in the book of Psalms 83. All right? And the number one tribe out of the Edomites is Amalek. All right? You know, the 1948ers. All right? So never trust your enemy, man. Okay? He always has something, you know, up his sleeve. All right? Here's overtime, but in the midst, you gotta what? Continue to work and work on the Sabbath and work on other high holy days, okay? You're supposed to be trying to keep the law, statute, commandments to the best of your abilities. Here, this man is incentivizing you to break it. By what? Not taxing you on overtime, all right? Esau knows what he's doing, man. This is his last attempt, you know, to, you know, keep his kingdom for as long as he can, because when we are in sin, he can do as he please, all right? And he knows that. He knows the rules of engagement. If we in sin, our Lord, our Savior, you know, Yahweh, he will not, you know, hear us, okay? He will not hear us, man. All right? So it's a trial, okay? The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, if we in sin, he won't hear us. It tells you that in Isaiah 59. My hand is not shortened and my ear is not heavy that I cannot save, but your iniquities, all right? It's caused me from, you know, rescuing you, roughly paraphrasing it. But it's in the book of Isaiah in chapter 59, verse 1, if I'm not mistaken. So Esau knows these things, man. Okay? So he will incentivize you, all right? And he will downgrade you to make you where there's only a couple of employees that can get that overtime without being taxed if they go that route, all right? So as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, right? Man, this country is, this nation is a wrap, man. The Edomites are finished and America is finished, man. Ain't no more make America great again. Because in order for you to make America great again, we have to go back to that state that we were in prior to waking up, which is what? That docile sleep dormitory mindset, man. Where you were getting over on us, where we were working overtime. Because this sounds, you know, if you didn't know no better, hey, this would sound good for you. If you didn't know the truth, this would be like one of the top things that you will want in this time that we are in. Overtime without no tax, that would be right up your alley, okay? So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, right? There's no more bigger child than Esau, man. Esau is that child, man. That badass child at that, okay? But a child nevertheless. And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, right? And those which are the Edomites, the so-called white men who are over us right now, they lead us to err, man. By having us go off, by incentivizing us to, you know, deliberately break the law, statute, commandments, man. It says, and destroy thee, Slakia, and destroy the way of thy paths, right? So here it is, we trying to get back on the right path, and this man come out with a move that can, you know, shake the foundation of anyone if you're not rooted in this truth, man. Okay? And Esau knows this, man. He thought about this. He strategically put this in his campaign. All right? And not just him, but the other side too, showing you that what? They're the same feather on, they're two different feathers, but on the same bird, man. Okay? They're working a connection, simpatico. Okay? They making you believe that they're in opposition against each other, but truth be told, they're working in accordance with each other, all right? To get you, the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American to continue to sin. Whether you like to sin a little bit or whether you like to sin a lot, you're still sinning, okay? And when we sin, we receive no help from our Savior. That hedge is removed from over us, and they know that. That's why it's spoken of that in the scriptures. Let's get that. Jeremiah 50:7. It says, all that found them have destroyed them. And their adversaries said what? We offend not. Why? Because they have sinned against Yahweh. See, when we sin against Yahweh, that hedge is removed from over us, and our adversaries, our enemies, can do anything they want to us, man. And that's how they're going to try to make America great again, by incentivizing us to go off, okay? It says, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers, right? So, this is a good move. This is an excellent move, actually, on Esau Edom part, man, to give up a little bit of his bread, knowing that he's getting ready to crash the system anyways, okay? So how much more he'll allow you to get a little bit, only to crash it and allow you to accumulate that type of wealth to have it transfer over to the next phase, which is digital, okay? Make no mistake about that. Although Esau is a big-ass child, he's well calculated in doing mischievous, evil types of stuff, man. Okay? So it says, all that found them, Jeremiah 50:7, have devoured them. And their adversaries say, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. Right. So Esau knows exactly what he's doing, man. And he got to do it. Okay, this is his last stance, his last leg, man. If he got to give a little bit to take a lot, you think he ain't going to do it? Of course he's going to do it. And there's no more making America great again, because the scriptures say that, all right? Let's read it. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. It says, Babylon, which is America, okay, in the spirit, have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken, right, all for their philosophies, their democracy, their religion. Yahweh has used America, to be that golden cup. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, right? They're mad in the sense that They're mad off the philosophies, and they're actually mad at, America in general. That's why they can't wait to get a piece of America. They're licking their chops, waiting, man. Just waiting for that right moment, okay? And it's coming. It's fastly approaching, whether you ready or not. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. You see, if so be she may be healed. America would be made great again if so be. All right, but let's read what it says. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Ain't no more making America great again. Even if you want to don't tax anything. Okay? Your time is up. You can't super succeed your time limit, man. Okay? Your bounds, you can't go past your bounds. And that's what you fail to realize, Esau. Okay? You have bounds that the Most High have set, and you can't exceed those bounds. Okay? Even if you try to the best of your ability by giving up a little bit of your fiat currency, your fake money, you still can't go past your bounds, okay? Once you make that, that chip mandatory, it's just a matter of time before Yahushua comes back, all right? It says, And let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, right? And those elites, they know what's coming, man. And they got certain places that, hey, when they see the writing on the wall, which they already see, they going to take off and go to whatever prospective part of the earth that they got bunkers and their little getaway, you know, Tobagos or whatever you call them, that they got, you know, ducked off somewhere. All right? Which is going to lead right into Jeremiah 16 and 16, where they're going to get rounded up and be the first, you know, slaves that go into captivity. All right? So everything works according to the will of the Most High. All right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and let's go down to verse 16. This is Isaiah 9 and 16. And it reads what? For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Right. So you keep following whatever they telling you, man. You want to go down and vote. You want to be heavily invested in this society on its way out the door. Well, guess what? Proverbs 11 and 21 tells you, though hand join in hand, the wicked will not go unpunished. You're going to be joined and receive and drink of that same cup. Okay? Because why? Eventually, you're going to transfer whatever you have over into that new digital currency and therefore take that mark, which is spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse on down. And when you do, you've just signed your, you know, your unalive certificate, okay? You're going to be wiped away just with the rest of the wicked here in America, all right? Because here in America, Babylon the Great, there's only one particular group that's making it out unscathed, and that's the elect, the remnant, okay? The rest, the 2/3 and the other heathens, they're going to be destroyed right along with this place, all right? So it says, Isaiah 9 and 16, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, right? So you go right ahead and believe whatever they telling you, and you know, you take the bait, and we'll see, man. We'll see when that transfer comes in, exactly what goes on and how you handle that. Because it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt, Isaiah 31. You're going to take that assistance, that aid, you know, because you ain't going to have nothing else. You don't know nothing else because why? When you had the chance to seek Yahweh, you forsake them, okay? In the time where you had to build up your wisdom and your knowledge in this truth, you didn't. Because that's what's going to keep you stable, right? This truth, okay? Not some tax-free overtime, okay? That ain't gonna do you nothing, you know? When the dollar ain't worth nothing, then what? What's gonna be your next move after that? Here it is. You done bit the bite. You done bit the bait. You done took it. You done went down. You done participated in their selection, not election, but a selection campaign. And now what? See, you don't think too far ahead. That's why you gotta, you know, weigh the cause, man. You gotta see. Hey, it tells us you gotta weigh the cause. You know. I believe that's St. Luke 14 and 23. What man buildeth a house and don't make sure he has the efficient, you know, material to complete the house with? You got to weigh the cost, man. And it ain't no real, you know, thing to think about, man. It's the truth or nothing. You see? It's the truth or nothing, man. But you got Jake that want to, you know, go in between, like maybe I can, you know, use this all the way up into that. Then once I get there, then I'll just, you know, no, it don't work like that, man. You got to be building up your faith right now. This is the time where you building up your faith, man. If you think you just going to walk into Jacob's trouble just like that, man, you're going to have you're going to have another thing coming for you, man. You're supposed to be building up your faith right now in this time of mercy. Okay, in this time that he gave us this grace period, this is the time you're supposed to be building up your faith for what's getting ready to come, all right? Not trying to think about, oh, I'm going to get this you know, and I'm gonna see how things go. No, man, you gotta seek Yahweh first, man. St. Matthew 6:33 says what? But seek ye the kingdom of the Most High first, okay? This is your number one priority, and then everything else will come afterwards, all right? It's all about order, okay? And, you know, listening to the enemy, man, you can easily fall prey to him. And that's why we need deliverance for him. This is the book of St. Luke. St. Luke, chapter 1 and verse 71. That we should be saved from our enemies. Slakia, this is what we're waiting on, to be saved from our enemies, not to join hand in hand with them, and from the hand of all that hate us. Right. Psalms 83, they all are conspiring against us, you know. And they've done a bang up job up until now, you know, of taking the name away from us, that we won't remember who we are. But we're not gonna let that go, man. You see, they gonna get all that plus more. They gonna get double that in captivity when they go into slavery, man. So we waiting on Yahweh to come back. We wait on Yahweh to send Yahweh, his only begotten Son, to save us from our enemies, man. You know, to save us from these ratchet bodies as well, man. You know, to make us immortal, all right? We want it all, man. The adoption, the glory, and the new covenant, man. You see? That's what we hoping for, man. That's what we praying for. So this is the book of St. Luke 1 in verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies, man. You see, no matter how well they try to sell it to you that, hey, America is not your enemy. We trying to make America great again. We want you to, you know, get that American dream, take a piece of that American dream. You know, it's still here for the taking. No, man, that's an illusion. Okay, give us this day our daily bread, man. We are content with getting our daily bread. We're not sitting here trying. We're not. Excuse me. Let me get it. We're not sitting here trying to, you know, worry about our next move, how we're going to, you know, stack up the bread for the next 5, 10, so on and so forth years. No. We are concerned about prophecy, all right? That's what we are waiting on, prophecy to be fulfilled, okay? This man fallen is a major prophecy, okay? Once this man falls, that's our coming up, okay? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9 says what? Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, all right? So we can't get the kingdom until this man is removed from out of power, okay? And that's what we waiting on. We waiting on to be saved from our enemies, man. All right? So we gotta stay focused, okay? All the way into the end. All the way until the chariots come. You know, and deliver us. We gotta stay focused, all right? We can't get sidetracked because they giving us, you know, incentives. Well, no more overtime. No more taxes on overtime. Hey, that's good, okay? Use it for the time being, all right? You ain't gonna see, you know, if you got, you got the day off and it's a Sabbath, come in on the Sabbath. No, man. What? You don't want to come in and get that free overtime, no tax free? Yeah, I don't want it. Everything is leading you to build up your faith, okay? You gonna trust in this man's system, or you gonna trust in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah? You see? They gonna look at you crazy, man. And they may even cut your hours back and give it to somebody who wanna get that overtime and work 7 days a week. You see? So everything works for the betterment of the Most High, you know? He gonna take care of you, all right? Just like when Jacob's trouble come, all right? He's not unrighteous to forget your righteous works. Okay, that's Hebrews 10 and 6 if I'm not, or Hebrews 6 and 12 if I'm not mistaken. Okay? He's not unrighteous to forget your righteous work, man. He gonna remember everything you did for him. Okay? Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee in the hour of temptation. All right? That's what it's about, man. That's what we praying for. That's what we hoping for, that he deliver our soul from the sword. Okay? And we gonna need it, man. It's gonna be hectic out there. All right? So stay focused. All right? Don't let some, empty promise of you getting overtime without getting taxed get you off your square, man. All right? Stay focused. You know what's at hand. You know what the task is. All right? Make sure you get it through. Make sure you get it through, or make sure you get it done if it be the Lord's will, if you part of that number. All right? Let's go ahead and close out 1 Peter chapter 5 in verse 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, this man don't hold back no punches, man. He know right what Jake wants. He know Jake's want that extra money, man. He know Jake want that money, man. He know right what to put on that bait to get Jake to bite, man. God damn. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, man. And if you throw that bait out there, and you working 60, 70, 80 hours, oh, man, Jake gonna bite on it, man. Jake will work a whole month straight, no time off, so he can get that OT without being taxed. Because Jake got a saying that he says, I'll rest or I'll sleep when I'm dead, man. Meaning what? He gonna work and get it all while he can, while he on this earth, man. Not knowing that that's gonna be his downfall, you see? Esau, he's smooth with it, man. He know what Jake want, you see? He know just what to do to get Jake to bite on that hook, man, okay? A fish can only get caught if he open his mouth, straight up. If he don't open his mouth, he won't get caught. But Jake will open his mouth to bite and take that OT without no tax. All right. So that's gonna be about it. We're gonna wrap it up. Pray some moments edified through this lesson. And if until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.